This is the Provoked Prawn, and this is the SteelSeries Aerox 3 Wireless Ghost Edition. This is one of several versions of the SteelSeries Aerox 3 2022 edition, a wireless mouse from SteelSeries with an ultra lightweight design that weighs in at roughly 68 grams, that's designed to give you maximum battery life and convenience with an ultra lightweight mouse with IP54 rating, up to 200 hours of battery life, USB-C fast charging, and a really snazzy finish on it. Now, this is the Ghost Edition, which is similar to the Apex 7 Ghost Edition I've reviewed separately, and has a very nice aesthetic to it. And I'm not going to be able to do it justice in this video, because one thing that I will say is that the RGB lighting on it is sublime and also incredibly bright. It doesn't come across in the camera, but this has 3 RGB lighting zones, and I've said to friends while playing with it that you could pick it off the desk and use it as a torch to get around the house with you if you wanted to. It's that bright. It's really bright, and it's also very nice looking in my mind. This is a 6-button programmable customizable mouse with a DPI switching button on top and a holy shell. Now, I said it's IP54 rated, which means that it's designed to prevent water ingress, dust, dirt, oil, and fur, and other things. However, that IP rating means it's basically splash resistant. It's not waterproof, so I wouldn't recommend spilling your drinks over it. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing and showing off the mouse and talking about what I like and don't like about it. The good news is that I like it for the most part, because this is just an updated version of the original Aerox 3 Wireless, which is one of the lightest mice that you can buy, one of the most comfortable and snazziest looking mice, with a convenient setup that includes not only 2.4 GHz wireless, but also Bluetooth connectivity. It has up to 18,000 CPI, 400 IPS, and 40 Gs acceleration, and the 2022 version of the Aerox 3 Wireless now has ultra slick PTFE feet, so it's a slicker mouse that moves around quicker and easier on the desk. This is designed for fingertip or claw grip, and obviously it's a right-handed mouse for right-handed gamers, and it is a nice mouse, but not if you're lefty, unfortunately. One thing of note, and I will do a video separately to compare it with the Prime Wireless from SteelSeries, is it sits quite low to the desk, so it's quite a low profile mouse, and that obviously is going to be hit and miss for some people. I like it. However, you might prefer a mouse that's a bit taller, so it's really a personal preference. Now, inside the box, you get the mouse itself, obviously, as well as a dongle, a USB-C connection, and the USB cable as well. As I said, this has ultra fast charging. Now, it's worth noting that they say it has up to 200 hours of battery life. That's with Bluetooth. You can get up to 80 hours over 2.4 GHz. However, what I've found is because the RGB lighting's so bright, it actually runs out of battery quite quickly. What you'll note is on the underside, you have a button that switches between Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz and the off position. You'll also see some of the RGB lighting on the underside there. As I said, this is split into 3 RGB lighting zones, basically along the front, middle, and back. And because you have that honeycomb design, you have a lot of RGB bleed. It has a USB-C 2.4 GHz wireless dongle that you can plug into your PC. If for some reason you don't have a USB-C connection on your PC, not to worry, because there is an adapter included in the box. You can see it has a nice rubber base on it. This is very similar to the previous SteelSeries Aerox 3 Wireless. Essentially, you just plug that into there, and then the USB-C cable goes on the other side, and you plug that into your PC. This is a convenient setup because it means that you can ensure the dongle's near the mouse, so you ensure you have a good wireless connection, nice solid connection on it, but it also means that you can easily unplug it and plug the mouse in, and then take advantage of that charging capabilities. So you can get a ultra fast charge on it in a matter of moments, and it'll give you a good boost if you're running low. I've also noted that there is a warning in terms of the RGB lighting, so the RGB will change when it's getting low on battery. I have, however, had it run out on me in the middle of use, which isn't terribly convenient because I wasn't paying enough attention to that. So fast charging means that within 15 minutes you can get up to 40 hours of extra gaming time out of it. This is obviously going to vary depending on the RGB settings and stuff that you have set up, and I'll show you more on that in the SteelSeries engine software at the end of this video, so stick with me for that. I found that, as I said, it has PTFE feet, so it moves around quicker on the desk. It's slicker than the previous model, and it's easy to move. There's a lot to be said for the lightweight design of this mouse. It is one of the lightest I've tried, and is very fast and responsive because of it. And here you can hear some of the switch sounds. This uses golden micro switches that are again IP54 rated, so they will offer some protection against dust and water. It's water resistance, not waterproofing, and it's worth keeping that in mind, but they are rated up to 80 million clicks. I found them to respond really quickly, they actuate really quickly, and they are responsive too. The other thing that you'll see is it has a very nice textured mouse wheel to it, not too loud, and it gives a nice bit of tactile feedback when you're rolling it, and again it is responsive and part of the overall nice aesthetic of the design. This is a very nice looking mouse in this setup. As I said, it is available in other options as well, so there are a variety of different look and feels to choose from the Aerox 3 2022 edition. There's a Snow edition, the Ghost edition, and the Onyx edition, which is a black variant, and so those are options. Now you can see it here, and I'm giving it away now. As I said, standard it's 68 grams is what they say. Mine bang on 68 grams, so not a problem there. One of the lightest mice that you can get, the Logitech G Pro X Superlight, comes in at 63 grams, so it is a tad lighter. However, that doesn't have any RGB lighting and isn't anywhere near as fancy looking in my mind. And the SteelSeries Prime Wireless, which is another of SteelSeries high-end mice, again 81 grams, a lot heavier and a lot more understated. That has a very different setup to it. I'm going to do a video separately comparing the two, but they are very different mice. The Aerox 3 is a lot lighter and a lot more in your face with its design, whereas the Prime Wireless is a lot stealthier and perhaps more pro, but it really is going to depend on your own personal preference. That mouse also sits a bit higher on the desk. But anyway, more talk about that in the Versus video, so be sure to come back for that. What you're seeing is a very nice mouse, and once again I am thoroughly pleased with the Aerox 3 Wireless. I really enjoyed the original version. The 2022 edition is also very nice. I really like this Ghost variant. It's a very sleek looking mouse and has a really nice sort of finish to it. It's very difficult to get on camera to look nice, but what you notice is a lot of holes, which might be terrifying because you might worry that you'll let a lot of dirt and dust in there over time, especially with a white mouse. But I think because of the protection offered to the switches by the IP54 rating, get some compressed air, you can blow it in there without a problem. Also, splashes of moisture shouldn't be an issue either, so I think it should hold up nicely over time. Be interesting to see, but certainly out of the box it looks the part. As I said earlier in the video, I really found that this has some of the best RGB lighting I've seen. I'm not doing it justice with these clips, unfortunately, but at night on your desk when gaming it is incredibly bright, and you don't block out a lot of the light from it with your palm as you might do with other mice, because it also sort of lights up around the side and the edges, and so there is some RGB light bleed, but it certainly isn't obnoxious. This is a very nice mouse to use and a wonderful one to play with. And now I'm going to go into the software and show you what's possible in there. And here we are within the SteelSeries engine software, which is part of SteelSeries GG, and you can see the Aerox 3 Wireless here. we dive into that, then you'll see there are a number of different things that you can choose between. Now, there are 5 standard levels of CPI, which is a DPI equivalent. That's counts per inch that are adjustable here as standard, and you can see that you press the button on top, you can flick between them as standard 400, 800, 1200, 2400, and 3200. As I said, you can go up to 18,000. The minimum is also 100. One of the other things of note quickly is that you'll also see battery saver settings. So it's set to go to sleep. As with the Aerox 3 wireless, the original version, I found that the sleep functionality of this mouse is quite intelligent, but that can be a pain. So it goes to sleep quite quickly, and also to bring it back to life, you often find you have to do more than just move it. You also have to press the buttons on it. You'll also note you have a high efficiency mode, so you can turn that on if you find that the battery life is a problem. 1000 Hertz polling rate, and you can adjust things like angle snapping, acceleration and deceleration in here as well. You'll also see there's a note about Bluetooth functionality here. For the most part, I have been using it in the 2.4 gigahertz. You will see you have multiple buttons that you can reprogram in here, including the CPI buttons. So if you don't like that for some reason, you could set it to something else, and you can reprogram all the buttons, including the left and right click. Do this with care, but you have the option to do all sorts of things in here, and you can even record macros. So you can set up and record macros on these buttons. So perhaps you like one of the side buttons, or maybe the CPI button, to be a macro functionality, and you can launch the macro editor here, and you can record quickly and easily. You also have options in here. So for example, you can set it so you have no delay or with a fixed delay, and you can also remove delays if you want to. So it's really easy to customize those, and then also obviously assign them to a button. You can also set up config, so you can have different configurations to automatically launch with different applications as well. So easy options. Now within the RGB lighting, as I said earlier, it's split into 3 different zones. You'll see essentially the front, sides, the back side, and then the rear itself. You can customize each of these zones with various different effects. You have steady, color shift, multiple color breathe, and then disable. And you can adjust the speed of it too. As I said already as well, incredibly bright, very bright RGB lighting. And if you lift the mouse off the desk, you'll experience just how bright that is. But you can also go between a variety of different settings in here, and some are reactive as well. So you'll see you have active and reactive. Reactive obviously responds to your button presses. So when you click the mouse, that's when it changes to that color. So you could set it to blue, for example, and then it reacts to that. So what happens is it's set to standard color. So standard, it will be whatever you've chosen in here, which in this case is multicolor breathe. I'm going to set it to blue. And then from there, you can then have reactive effects. So every time you click a button, the mouse then reacts to that color. So you have some of options. It's pretty easy and user-friendly to customize the settings in here, and you have a variety of controls. And it's nice to certainly have these extra options to be able to improve the battery life further. And you can get quite a long time out of it, and you can easily plug it in and charge it up more. So all told, the SteelSeries Aerox 3 2022 is a fantastic option, a lightweight mouse with a number of nice highlights to it. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting, hilarious, or otherwise. Take a look at these other videos that I think you might find interesting as well, and have a look at the description for links and other information you might find useful. Click that join button to see the benefits of being a member of my YouTube channel, and most importantly, have a great life.